Episode 93, Big Easy Blitz podcast. Welcome back. NBA trade deadline is right around the corner. Um, we just had a huge domino fall. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. got traded to the Utah Jazz. But before we give an in-depth breakdown on the trade deadline, on that, Brock, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, feeling great. We're back. Took about a 5-day hiatus. It's hard to stay consistent this semester. I don't know. We both have very different schedules.
It's so busy.
Yeah, last
This semester is so much more busy than last
yeah,
semester.
and
Night and day.
last semester we had
Day
similar
and night.
schedules, so it was stop. But this pod is obviously brought to you by Mercado.
3750 Williams Boulevard, 70065. Go get you some good grub while you can.
Yes. Very well said. So yeah, this pod obviously we're talking about the trade deadline majority of the time. But also the Saints. They are not.
Big news, baby.
Saints are playing in Paris.
Exciting stuff.
That's gonna be fun to talk about. Which I guess we could just jump right into that. The
Yeah.
Saints will play in Paris next year. It is cool to see the Saints playing in Paris. However, it kind of sucks that they lose a home game, because it is a home game, or they're designated the home team. So they will have 9 home games, 8 road games, but technically it's gonna be 8 home games, 9 road games. But it is against the Browns, so there's that. Um, so I mean, yeah. How do you feel about the Paris game? Not looking forward to waking up at 8 a.m. to watch the Saints play, though.
I'll do it.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
ain't got
do
to
it.
do it. I'll
I'm
do
gonna
it.
do it, but I'm gonna dread it.
Yeah. It's awesome. The Saints are getting something like this. I think this was in the works a couple of years ago. The NFL has really like tried to grow the game by playing all these games in Europe. You know, they
Mhm.
played a game in Germany, played a game in Ireland, in
Portugal?
Great
Wasn't
Britain.
there one in Portugal?
I think there was one in Spain.
Spain.
In Spain. But yeah, and Mexico. They've played games in Mexico. And the next big country, I guess, is France. And what better team than the New Orleans Saints?
Mhm.
Obviously, New Orleans, named after the city of Orleans. Quick history lesson from the Big
Look
Easy
at
Blitz
that.
podcast, which is in France. But yeah, no, super happy the Saints are getting something like this. Super cool. The spotlight's going to be on them. Hopefully, the country of France rallies around the Saints. So that would be very cool to see. But you know, it's certainly a game the Saints could win
Yeah.
against a weak Browns team, and we just talked about Shador Sanders, the worst Pro Bowler of all time. Argue with the wall, but I'm happy about it. I'm really over the moon about it.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome for the Saints as a franchise.
Absolutely. Um, and sticking with NFL, about a week ago, actually, we put out the video of Bill Belichick getting snubbed. The second domino has fallen, and the second Patriot has been left off, and Robert Kraft. He will not be inducted. He will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And it does kind of bring up the question. Shout out to KLSU, the boys over there. They actually proposed this question in our group chat. Does this mean that Brady's going to get snubbed?
Absolutely not.
You'd think so,
No
but
way.
who knows? I mean, what's the reason they're leaving off Kraft and Belichick? Now Brady does have that Super Bowl away from New England. That does help him. But I mean, if they did it to these two, I would not be. I'd be shocked, but not as much as I thought I would.
Let me ask you this then. Do you think Tom Brady is more of the GOAT than Bill Belichick is?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I,
So I think he 100% gets in. No doubt.
I've always been one to say that Bill Belichick was overrated in a sense because Tom Brady kind of did carry him throughout those years. Because
He's still the coach,
if
you
you
know.
look at his seasons without Brady was significantly worse than with Brady.
Oh yeah,
So
100% with Bledsoe. So
I mean, but he still deserves it when the man won 6 Super Bowls.
yeah.
So
With that being said, I mean I think Tom Brady, everybody, like if you don't vote for Tom Brady to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, what football were you watching?
yeah,
Like I hated this dude growing up just because he won so much, you
yeah,
know? And here I am now arguing for him to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There is no argument. He objectively should be. Um, but yeah, it's absolutely wild how Bill Belichick more so than Robert Kraft, in my opinion. But it wild how those two aren't first ballot Hall of
yeah.
Famers.
It's insane.
Insane.
Yeah. Anything else NFL? Boy, hadn't really been much NFL news.
No, I mean we
Whatever
got
we
the
get.
Super Bowl coming up. We're gonna dive into
Yeah.
that on Friday's pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the whole
We might
pod
put
will
out a
be about that.
might put out a TikTok going around LSU, seeing who they have in the Super
Okay,
Bowl,
yeah,
Seahawks or Patriots.
yeah, I like it.
Um, Everything's up in the air.
hmm Now moving on, NBA trade deadline. I'll get into some trades that have already happened, and what I think the Pels should do. What I want the Pels to do. Um, So yeah, like I said at the beginning of this video, Jaren Jackson Jr. was just traded to the Utah Jazz. Uh, I'm gonna give it first from the Jazz's perspective. It creates a very good defensive front court. Walker Kessler was already one of the best young front court defenders in the league, and then you get another one in Jaren Jackson Jr., an all-star. So that's definitely something to look forward to for the Jazz. You gave up 3 first-round picks, basically four, because Walter Clayton was a first-round pick last year. Um, and I wouldn't necessarily call it a buy-in move, but it kind of is because you gave up 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the Jazz, what their plan is. I mean, there's still about 48 hours left or until the NBA trade deadline, so they're probably not done. But then from the Grizzlies' point of view, I guess they're rebuilding. Uh, could we see Ja Morant next? That would be insane. Now the Pelicans' name has been floating around with Ja Morant. Do I
Yeah.
think it's going to happen? No, but Ja Morant getting traded from Memphis would be absolutely insane considering just 3 years ago people were talking about him top 5 players in the league. Um, so yeah, I think the Grizzlies are kind of making a more selling move, kind of retooling things. But I do like the trade. I think it's a pretty cool trade. What
Yeah,
do you think about it,
no
bro?
doubt. Yeah, it's very confusing what the Jazz are doing.
They got to do something. Like I don't think they're done yet
No,
for
I
the
mean,
deadline. I don't think they're done.
do they? Is this possible? They trade for Jared Jackson Jr. and then flip him to get a bigger trade?
Yeah,
But yeah, the Jazz are a little confusing. I don't know what that was. But you said they're gonna be very good defensively. Um, but I think this is more about the Grizzlies rebuilding, like you just said. I expect John Morant to get traded. Now who will take him? I don't know. Sounds like it was the Pelicans, and
I can see him like
there was
in
another
South
team that was,
Beach, like
yeah,
with
Miami.
Miami.
So yeah, it remains to be seen where he's gonna end up. Do I want him to come to the Pelicans? No. You actually want him to.
I
You wouldn't.
That would be insane
It would.
if Ja was on the
It
Pelicans.
would. John and Zion, but I don't think the Pelicans need that. That's not really gonna make the Pelicans a better team. Whether you think bringing a star power in like that is, the Pelicans need rebounding and 3-point shooting, which John Morant brings neither of. Um,
Very well said.
so
Very well said.
I don't understand doing that. But I think the biggest domino that's left to fall, and we'll see if he even gets moved, is Giannis. Giannis, apparently, it was leaning toward Kalshi is like the app that has all the
Yeah, the
like the betting percentage. And apparently, Kalshi had a couple days ago had like the Heat and the Timberwolves at like 30, 40%. And now it's like completely flipped. It's like a 60% chance he stays and he doesn't get traded. So we'll see. Maybe the Bucks didn't like find an offer they wanted, or that looked suitable. And I mean, if I'm a Bucks, if I'm the Bucks organization, I'm not. I mean, this dude is literally your whole franchise.
he's your whole thing.
He built you from the ground up. When I picture Giannis, I picture him in Milwaukee winning that championship. And just if he gets traded, it's just gonna be very weird to see.
Yeah.
So I don't think he should get traded. Now it is a business, so whatever they decide to do is what they decide to do. But they're gonna be very intriguing to see what happens.
Yeah. Um, I don't think it's really the Bucks' choice if they trade Giannis, if that makes any sense. Um,
If the right offer comes, you got to take it.
100% you got to pull the trigger. But so the reason I don't think Giannis gets traded by February 5th is because the way teams can trade first round picks, it's much easier in the offseason to
Yeah.
trade first round picks. It's much easier in the offseason versus trading at the trade deadline. Now, with that being said, there 100% would be teams who would be willing to throw the house at Milwaukee to get Giannis. Um, but from the Bucks' perspective, the reason I think they have to trade Giannis is because they've already tried to please him. And let's face it, the Bucks are at least 2, 3 years away from actually competing again in the East. And they've made moves like Damian Lillard. They gave up 3 first-round picks to get Damian Lillard. They they brought in Miles Turner. Clearly that hasn't worked. So they've tried to make these moves for Giannis to keep him to compete. When in reality, they probably realized that these weren't championship moves, but rather a pitch to Giannis to like, please stay because we're trying to win around you. We're trying to build a championship culture, but those moves were never going to bring the Bucks. They were never going to elevate the Bucks to being top dogs in the East, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, that's it on the Giannis sweepstakes. And then also the Pelicans have the Bucks pick swap next year. So we're hoping Giannis does get dealt selfishly. But yeah, what I want the Pels to do at the trade deadline, sell. I've been seeing way too many things about the Pelicans buying at the trade deadline, and it makes me want to pull my hair out. They have the second worst record in the West right now. Second worst record in the league, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think they have the second worst record in the league.
Definitely,
Fact
definitely
check
in the
that.
West. I don't know about
Definitely
definitely
in
in
the
the West.
West. I don't know if like the Pacers or something have a worse record, but I will never get over that tweet I saw when the Pelicans had five untouchables. That is a complete starting lineup, and you have one of the worst records in the league. Make it make sense. Joe Dumars, get your stuff together. You have 48 hours. I'm expecting I'm expecting some trades. I 100% am. Jordan Poole, DeJounte Murray, and look, if it doesn't happen, okay, I understand if DeJounte doesn't get traded at this deadline because, you want him to build his value back up, maybe trade him in the offseason. But you got to trade Jordan Poole. You got to get something for Jordan
I don't
Poole.
think that's a guarantee.
Like you absolutely he's getting DNP coaches
Yeah,
decisions.
I think that's a guarantee that he gets traded
Yeah.
just because they haven't been playing him.
I think the writing's on the wall there, but you really never know with this franchise
I guess the second worst.
in the league. Yeah, so you never know with Joe Dumars. I mean, he came in and made a statement with that uh, trade up for Derek Queen, but he's got to find a way to get back into the draft this year because it's too damn good. It's too damn good. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't have much else on the NBA. Like I said in the TikTok, stay tuned because we're going to be on top of the trade deadline as best as we can. And yeah, Brock, you got anything else?
No, but I'm trying to. No. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we're gonna be putting out another draft video. We had a lot of fun making that one last time. And let us know whose draft was better. Connor blew me out of the water in the last one.
Yeah, thank you.
Just plain and simple. But I have a good feeling about this one.
Okay.
So you'll see that one tomorrow. But thank you for watching episode 93.
So 93,
And
we'll try to be more consistent. It's just been hard.
yeah,
Bear with us here.
we're putting out literally this is I mean in 20 minutes in our time we have classes. So we're trying to put out stuff.
Forgot about that.
Any any um any chance we get.
Yep.
But thank you for watching. See you tomorrow for episode 94.
Peace.
See ya.